Along the way, we've learned sometimes the hard way that the outcomes are the best when we're really deeply involved in the decision making and even challenging things that we don't think sound quite right. And so we kind of developed from communications with the online support groups, worked out a little questionnaire and started doing interviews and refining the questionnaire, and then we made a decision on which surgeon we thought would be the best fit for the case. And that has kind of been our approach, subsequent to that. As he's gotten more complex, we still feel that it's our responsibility to learn what we have to learn to be able to understand the technical details, in a reasonable enough way to judge what makes sense and what doesn't. I think one of the most important things that a surgeon could do for a family is help them see the uncertainty that's in front of them so that they can make a truly informed decision. Um, I've learned that in healthcare, it kind of has this background of the professional making a judgment on what's appropriate and almost shielding, um, the patient or the family from the reality that things are very uncertain. And I think at the end of the day, that undermines everybody, because it prevents the family from really making an informed choice. And when the uncertainty that really is there, shows itself, then the surgeon looks like they've done something wrong. So that's a lose situation for everybody. On the other hand, what they can do is say, look, this is what I see. These are the sort of protocols we have for this, but this one's uncertain for this reason, this one's uncertain for this reason. I don't know what the outcome will be. These are some rough odds I could give you. These are the kinds of things that could happen down the road along this path or down the road along this path, and then leave it to the family to make that decision. Now, I don't know if that'll work for every family. I think some want to be told this is Plan A is the right plan for you guys. And so I think, it's case by case, but I think the default needs to be, showing families that the case is uncertain and letting them rise to the occasion and make the choice that's right for them. I think there's a lot of work that needs to be done on teaching families and providers how to collaborate. It's been one of our great frustrations that post-surgery, we've had some long ICU recoveries. Over these few years, we've learned a lot about him and what he does and what works and what doesn't. And a lot of times we'll bring that perspective to rounds, but it won't quite fit with the attending's sort of frame of reference and the protocols that they've got in mind. So a lot of times the concerns or the questions kind of get answered away. The plan stays, status quo. And then 2 or 3 days or a week later, it turns out that was a really valid thing. But by then it's a different team on, you got new people on service, and there's no opportunity for like reflection on, hey, you guys remember that? Let's learn from this. And that doesn't mean that we actually know better. I mean, we don't. But the point is that really nobody knows. The best thing you can do is, I think, work together to use everybody's unique assets to explore that uncertainty the best you can. So, the professionals have this great education. They understand the population and the condition in a way that we never could, but we understand our son's history and his nuance in a way that they couldn't possibly. And it's not, those things don't just automatically work together. When we're working together well, it feels good because we know we're doing the best we can. And that really helps.